After winning the HedgeWeek Best Risk Management Solutions Award for 2020, we decided to get some feedback on our offering from Francois Braut, the Head of Risk Management and Quantitative Research at Stenham Advisors. During the interview, we asked Francois a number of questions to better understand why Stenham Advisors use our solutions for fund selection and portfolio construction, and to find out if they would recommend AlternativeSoft. Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Francois Braut, Head of Risk Management and Quantitative Research at Stenham Advisors here in London. So Francois, you're a user of AlternativeSoft. Could you perhaps tell us a little bit about your experience with our solution?
Sure. Thanks, Michael, for having me this afternoon. So I'm responsible for the risk management and the quantitative research at Stenham. Stenham is an investment manager which invests in both traditional and alternative asset classes. And we've got a strong investment process which we use to invest in the best managers in their respective strategies and to create diversified portfolio, which we aim for them to achieve strong returns with low volatility. And here at Stenham, I'm in charge of generating the quantitative analysis for the underlying funds that we are looking at and providing some inputs on the portfolio construction, as well as I'm doing the monitoring of the portfolios and the commingled funds. Relative to my experience with the software, the quant framework and the risk system that we are using at Stenham is split between a proprietary internal system and third-party solution, and one of these is AlternativeSoft that we are using since 2011.
What did we provide that other solutions providers did not offer at your time of purchasing AlternativeSoft?
So what we really liked when we first took the software was the peer group analysis tool, which is very robust because you can compare hundreds of funds together, but also the factor analysis, which is where we were quite impressed by the techniques available in the software. For example, you were one of the first software to implement the Kalman filter, and that's something that it's still the case today. So what we like is that the software is evolving over time and is improving over time. Over the last 10 years, every year you are really you are doing several releases per year with new features, and every time we add something new that we needed to have in the software, we just had to ask, and you were like working on it and implementing that into the software. So it is the fact that we really liked at the beginning when we joined and we took the solution, but also the fact that the software is improving every year.
You mentioned a little bit the peer group and the factor analysis. Could you maybe give us a better idea of what your core goal is when using our solution?
So we use the software in each part of the investment process. So the first one is the fund selection. And we've got our team of analysts who are like doing hundreds of meetings every year, meeting invested managers, potential new managers. And what we do is we back the qualitative assessments of the funds by doing a lot of quantitative analysis. So we do some peer screening, peer analysis, but what we also do is just not looking at the stats of a manager against the peer group, but also like digging into the returns by doing some factor analysis. And that's here where in the software we've got like a lot of techniques, and we've got some that we are using, some maybe less, but that are like robust and where we can like really find some. Then it all depends on the factor that you're going to put, but where you can find some exposure. The second part where we are using the software is for the portfolio construction. And here we do a lot of scenario analysis, looking at if we add or remove a strategy, if we increase or reduce a fund, and all the implication on the risk contribution and the return contribution. With the software, it's possible to do a lot of scenario and optimization. And we do that so that, because what we need to do is we need to take informed decisions, and we are combining our qualitative views with the quantitative overlay that we get from the software.
And kind of within that process that you've just outlined, I mean, for you or someone in your team, what stands out to you as the most useful feature day to day?
The software has great functionalities. As I said, we use a lot the peer group and the factor analysis when we do the fund selection. And then it's what we really find useful is also the optimizer. You can run a dozen of optimization, trying to optimize not just by the usual optimization that you can run, but also doing more complex stuff. And even if it's complex optimization, it's always very easy to use.
So for Stenham advisors over the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the industry changing? And with that, how do you see your need for solutions changing along with that?
We are investing into managers. Will always be the qualitative view who will be driving the portfolios. But there is a lot that we can add from the risk and the quantitative and the risk side to lower the drawdowns and to reduce the overall risk in the portfolios. And for that, we need a robust system which can, and I'm going back to the optimization that I just spoke about, is that there is a lot we can do with on the quant side to reduce the risk of the portfolios. And if we take one example and something that we can do with the software, is that it is interesting to look, for example, at what an ERC based on the last of December before the crisis, what the ERC will tell you, and what would have been the performance of that ERC over the year, comparing that to your actual portfolio. And that's the kind of analysis you can run with AlternativeSoft, and that can tell you about the risk that you are running without the insight of knowing what happened during Q1 and Q4 of 2020.
Thank you, Francois. It was really interesting to speak to you today and learn about your process and how you're using our tool. And I look forward to working with you over the coming year.
Thank you, Michael. It was a pleasure to do the call today, and I'm looking forward working with you. As always, the support team has always been very helpful, and I look forward working with you in the next few years.